All right, coming in at number 14 on our 2023 Locked On Senators draft rankings, it's Colby Barlow. And I can't believe we're at 14, and this is our first OHL player. Pillsy, he plays like an OHL player, kind of the stereotype. Big, tough, has some skill, though.
Yep, I like Colby Barlow a lot. He plays in my neck of the woods in Owen Sound. He was born in also my area here in Aurelia, so a good Ontario kid. And this kid's just an absolute beauty. Like, he's the captain of the Owen Sound attack. I watched some of his mic'd up videos, and he just gets the guys fired up. There's one quote I loved, Ross. Owen Sound was wearing their black and red jerseys, and he's skating around, shooting the puck in the net, and he goes up to the boys, and he's like, "Boys, these jerseys are absolutely sick. I feel dangerous wearing these."
Sorry, what'd you just say?
These are absolutely sick.
That's absolutely sick.
Boom. There it is. But this kid, I'm going to say it, Ross. I think he has the best shot in the entire draft class for this draft. And this is a deep draft. And I would actually, as I'm saying that, maybe Connor Bedard might have a better shot. But like, if we're just looking at,
it's almost like you have to take out Connor Bedard whenever we say that anyone's the best at anything.
Well, see, that's what I did. And then I was like, oh yeah, that generational talent guy. Yeah, right. Okay, so I'll take that back. Outside of Connor Bedard, he has the best shot in this draft class. Like, it is absolutely incredible. Like, I was laughing watching Colby Barlow highlights because the release that he has, his one-timer, I almost would say is NHL ready. Like, if you tee him up perfectly on a one-timer on the right face-off dot, he's probably beating NHL goalies right now. And if you're watching on YouTube, look at the picture of this guy. Like, this does not look like a guy in his teens. This looks like a guy that has already played a handful of NHL seasons, got a full beard. He's got good frame, 6 feet, 190 pounds. So this is someone that I think teams are going to be very excited about.
Left shot, left wing, 59 games last year, 46 goals, 33 assists, good for 79 points, had 29 penalty minutes as well. And of all the players who we've ranked so far, this is the smallest range between any of them. It goes from 10 to 20. He's in the 10 to 20 range. And you got Craig Button at 10, Bob McKenzie at 11. Those two talk to more scouts. And this would be the type of guy where a team's like, that's my style of player. I want him. I think he could be a guy that goes higher than 14th on our list. I could see him going anywhere from 10 to 13, even as high as that. As high as 10, I don't really see him being a top 10 pick, but close to it. Then you have a bit of a gap. Chris Peters has him at 15th. Scott Wheeler has him at 17th. Same with elite prospects. So that's the average of 14.8. Played for Canada at the World Under-18s as well. Was successful there with, 3 goals and an assist, 4 points in 6 games. At 3 goals in 4 playoff games. They lost out in the first round to the London Knights. Both his goals came in the same game. Had 2 fights in that series as well. So he's the type of guy where, I don't think fighting is a part of his game. You look, only 29 penalty minutes all season. But when it comes to the high-octane games, when the games matter the most, he's the guy you want on your side because he's never going to give an inch in any sort of puck battle. He's the kind of guy, good down low, great on the boards. And as you mentioned it, put him in open space, he'll beat you clean with a wrister.
Yeah, and he's got a toe drag wrister that beats goalies from mid-range, and he's able to have a sneaky release with that toe drag. A goalie's not sure when he's going to get that shot off. And you mentioned go ahead.
You see what David St. Louis from Elite Prospect said? He goes, there's a quick release and a Barlow release. It's light and fast. And his goal in a game report, he said, was one of the most impressive shots he's seen from anyone this entire draft season.
Okay, so there, I'm right there with David St. Louis on that. And you mentioned him having a couple scraps in the playoffs. Well, I just feel like that's the leadership in him being like, all right, guys, I don't want to get swept here in the first round. Like, let's go. Wakey, boys. Like, I'm the top goal scorer here, and I'm using my hands to fight to get us going here. So I like that from him. And you mentioned he's going to win puck battles. He seems like one of those guys that has the mindset. If it's him versus you in a puck battle, he wants it more than you. I'll tell you that for free. Like, he wants that puck so damn bad that he's just going to outwill you and win those puck battles. So I'm a big fan of Colby Barlow. I agree with you. I don't think he sneaks into the top 10, but this is such a deep draft. A team's going to get him in the mid to late teens, and I think they're going to be ecstatic about it.
He loves Sidney Crosby's leadership. He talks about that all the time. He watches his clips. So you can kind of see that competitiveness, that drive that's made Sidney Crosby one of the greatest players of all time. I'm not saying Colby Barlow has that same natural skill that Sidney Crosby does, but as Scott Wheeler put it, pro build, pro mentality, scoring tools, that's an appealing makeup to many, many NHL teams. And that's why we're going to see his name come off the board earlier rather than later. And I also love this quote from the Elite Prospects Draft Guide. Colby Barlow is one tough customer, maybe not a traditional power forward, but someone with a fair bit of size, snarl, and a shot that can put holes in the end boards. You want him on your team, you loathe to see him on the opposite bench. That sort of guy. Meanwhile, Corey Pronman says he projects as a top 6 wing who can play on both special teams. So when you talk about providing value to a team, you talk about playing in different situations. That's Colby Barlow.
Yeah, I agree. And Ross, like, you look at the development curve for this guy. So in 2021, 2022, 59 games played, 30 goals, 17 assists, good for 47 points. This year, again, 59 games played, but 46 goals, so 16 goal increase and 33 assists. Oh man, my math is not going to help me there. 16 assist increase there. Overall, it's 32 more points than he had last season in the same amount of games. So, like, this kid is he's ready to take the next step, in my opinion.
That range from 10 to 14. Like, the teams in there even more so make me believe that he's gone. Like, Vancouver at 11 could be a landing spot. Ooh. Arizona, they've got so much skill. Like, have a guy who can provide a little bit different.
Imagine him and Gunther as a 1-2 punch on your top 6. Ooh.
Crazy shooters, right? And then you've got Cooley distributing the biscuit too. And then I look at 14 with the Pittsburgh Penguins too. Like, what a guy to kind of start their retool. And we know, if there's one thing we know about Kyle Dubas, he loves Ontario kids. Whether, I know he didn't play in Sault Ste. Marie, but Owen Sound, right, not too far away, right? But
no, I'm gonna check you on your Ontario geography there. Well, if you took a boat across Georgian Bay, you're looking all right.
Hey, as the boat flies, not like boat flies, as the boat flies. So
as the boat floats.
At the boat floats. So that is Colby Barlow, our first Ontario Hockey Leaguer, coming in at number 14 on our Locked On Senators NHL Draft rankings that you can find each individual profile on our YouTube page at Locked On Senators.